And you are currently looking at the latest satellite picture here of a possible tropical cyclone developing here in the next 24 to 48 hours, just towards the west of Indonesia, here towards the east-southeast of Sri Lanka, being dubbed Invest 94S here on, well, the midday portion of May 9th. 2013. We're continuing to watch this spin here, and it's actually accompanied by really a twin cyclone farther down towards the south. Now, this one really not going anywhere, being dubbed 24S from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. No one really has put a name on it quite yet, but just take a look at that. It is well out towards sea. If you have any shipping traffic coming from, say, the Gulf clear out here towards the west to Australia, those are really going to be the only people kind of affected by this at this time. It is expected, actually, according to JTWC, to make it to that strong cyclone intensity, actually the equivalent of a weak typhoon, but it is what we call a fish storm. It's going to continue to spin out here before vertical wind shear takes its toll. Back off towards the north, where our area is here. Well, one thing that has been playing a major key role on the possible development of this is the strong amount of vertical wind shear over the center of circulation. But as we can see off here towards the north, wind shear starts to let up. So there's a weak time or a short time for formation right in this area as it pushes off here towards the north. Overall background flow does indicate that it is likely going to continue to move in this northerly direction. So as it does so, really you're going to see that possible development right in here. Let's take a look at one of the models, the GFS, which has been most bullish on developing this storm system. Here we can see actually from the GFS model, good initialization just towards the west of Indonesia. This has been the one that has been the strongest on developing it. As we look at Saturday and the Sunday, it does develop a rather strong cyclone there in the Andaman Sea. Well, let's take a look out there towards Monday, even in the Tuesday of next week. Pulls off there towards the north, but eventually starts to turn towards the northeast. Really missing out on Chennai and eventually pushing off there towards eastern India, Bangladesh area. You very well could see some heavy rainfall out of this if this does hold true, but it really has been changing quite considerably. This model first expected that landfall, well, really by the weekend, and now it's pushing it off to midweek of next week. So really just pushing it back, and really the key factor here is still that vertical wind. But one thing that also is being consistent, though, is the development from other models. We take a look at previous no gaps here. Well, it does also develop it and pulls it off there towards the northeast, just skinning the coastline, which still could cause some flooding situations here right along the coastal areas. Already been seeing some flooding actually in Sri Lanka. I've heard some reports coming out of Colombo of about 1,000 families actually being left homeless due to severe flooding that has been taking place here over the past week. Just that moisture inflow here and just this whole bulk of moisture that led to the development of this tropical disturbance and also the tropical cyclone down towards the south. But that is all on this storm, everybody. I really want to take a look at the Western Pacific really quick just to touch base on what's going on out here. But before doing so, key factor I want to note right now, we still have a few days to actually continue to watch this tropical disturbance there into the Bay of Bengal. Really, at this time, this is a 72-hour rainfall accumulation outlook. No one's being affected by it quite considerably at the very most, some of the islands out here. But that is about it. But we're still going to watch this because anywhere here from Bangladesh, extending down, possibly past Chennai into southern portions of India, that's where I think there's a possibility, more so up here, of a landfalling tropical cyclone by next week. So that is really the conclusion for that. But here in the Western Pacific, just a few areas I want to talk about. The tropics, nothing organized, but there is a pulse here over Palau, bringing some heavy rain showers for you in Palau. Southern Philippines also being impacted by this, even around the Manila area, bringing a little bit of relief. Actually, yesterday, the heat across the northern Philippines was absolutely felt. We actually saw some reports of power outages across much of Manila, so unfortunately, it was the hottest time of year, so that is really going to be playing a major role on if you do see any more power outages. But here into southeastern China, considerable amount of rain has been falling for you. Actually, in the next 24 to 48 hours, I really don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but more rainfall is in the forecast here from Taiwan, extending across Guangxi, Guangdong province. Could see up about 200 millimeters. The CMA, or their China Meteorological Agency, actually has put out that there is a severe rainstorm threat in the forecast here. Even into Hong Kong, you could still see a few of these thunderstorms flaring up. But also, taking a look at this accumulation outlook, you can see here in northern Luzon and the southern Philippines, Also seeing that heavy rainfall. Japan and Korea, on the other hand, things are warming up here. Temperature is looking rather decent. We have warm airflow coming in ahead of this, and that is making things warm up. High pressure is overhead, making for these sunny skies. Temperatures in Tokyo getting near 30 degrees, Seoul getting up to the mid-20s. And as that's going to move overhead, though, by Friday morning, Korean Peninsula, you're going to see some showers extend across Japan. Take a look at Okinawa. Really, by Friday afternoon into the evening hours, you're going to see the possibility of some thunderstorm activity as this does push overhead, eventually moving off there across most of Japan. Tokyo by Saturday, you'll see that wet weather. Then behind it, temperatures actually warming up across much of northeastern China, even the threat of some yellow sand as this pushes through. And Shanghai and Beijing, I actually anticipate your temperatures getting into the mid-30s in some of these areas. So summer is coming, everybody. And with that, the threat of cyclone season, which we've actually already tapped off a few people on the 2013 Cyclone Challenge or Typhoon Challenge. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, actually go to the webpage and just click the link there on the front page. But that is all for right now, everybody. Thanks for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can post them in the comment box down below. I always appreciate the feedback. Also, like us on our Facebook and Twitter. Really appreciate that as well. But thanks for watching and stay safe out there.